morning. Good morning. It is Tuesday morning, January the 11th. This is Coffee Talk. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. You can see over my shoulder the radar very, very busy in parts of Florida. At the moment, at least, we are nice and quiet here in Central Florida. A live look outside on our Tower Cam network. This has taken us over to Disney Springs. Mix of clouds and sunshine. Not too bad. Let's head over to the Orlando International Airport. You're looking good. Marion County, good morning to you. Let's see, Daytona Beach, looking great. Port Canaveral, some clouds. All in, it's a relatively quiet start to the day. I would just add that it's going to probably be a stormy day at times. So let's pop up our first warning live Doppler radar, just kind of get an idea of what's going on. In our area right now, we are nice and quiet. So certainly that's some good news. But let's do this, okay? Let's move our radar down, and you can kind of see where our radar range ends. Darn curvature of the earth. But we take a look at that live radar feed out of Southwest Florida, and yeah, it's storming. It's storming big time down there from Fort Myers to Bonita Springs, Naples, Marco Island, Pine Island, St. James City, Bokeelia, Matlacha. Oh, I love that area so much. Yeah, it's a little wet down there. Thankfully, that hasn't moved here yet, but I do think we're going to get in on some pretty decent shower and thunderstorm activity next couple of days. Temperatures out the door now in the 70s to lower 80s. Here's where we're headed. Today, about 81 by 11 o'clock, 83 degrees by 1 p.m., 85 degrees by 3 o'clock this afternoon. So basically, we're looking at an opportunity to get a lot of rainfall. And thus, the clouds, the rain, that's going to limit our daytime highs just a little bit. So mid 80s for highs, at least in the metro area, and an 80% coverage of rain. All right, sound good? Everybody ready for a little bit of rain? We need it. Mike, good morning. Chris, good morning to you. Jan, Nancy, how are you? Rise and shine. David, good morning. Good morning. Good to see you here. Julie, Victoria, good morning, everybody. Glad for the lower temperatures, Jennifer says. No doubt about it. Let's take a look at the temperatures today because it does actually depend on where you live in terms of high temperatures, right? Notice the metro off to the south, mid 80s, because you're going to have most of the clouds, most of the moisture. But our northern communities, I think you're going to get a little more sunshine. There's a little bit more dry air in play. And because of that, yeah, we're going to be having the opportunity to heat up just a little bit. So there's that, okay? Now, in terms of the rainfall, I know you want to know what to expect. So let's dial up our futurecast model here. All right, and we're just going to start this right about now, and I think it's doing a pretty good job. What's interesting, the model has been saying that by 10 o'clock, and we've got Futurecast in a rapid update cycle. Every hour it's updating right now. But it's saying that by 10 o'clock, we should start to spread more showers around. It'll be interesting to see if that does play out. All right, so there's that. Watch through lunchtime, okay? Go. There we go. 12 o'clock, you can see the rain's around. 2, 3 o'clock, pockets of showers and thunder showers. You see those reds and even purples. Some heavy rain for sure around there, right? 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, yeah, some rains around. And then by 10, 11 o'clock, kind of clearing on out. Now, if we take the longer range futurecast through, we'll run it overnight tonight. Notice a few, like that's 2 a.m., a few lingering showers. And then by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, maybe a little bit of rain, but into the afternoon, we're going to fire more stuff up. So it looks like today is going to be I don't want to say it's a washout, but the model's saying that there's going to be a lot of shower activity around, whereas tomorrow, Futurecast is pinning more of an afternoon kind of time frame for us. All right, does that make sense? What I do think is kind of interesting here is that all of this moisture has now even gotten the attention of the National Hurricane Center. Um, I also want you to know before I go in any deeper on this is not hyping at all. Okay, this is talking about data. Anytime we talk about the tropics, I don't. I just want to make sure you know we're not hyping. But you notice here on the satellite that burst of convection off of Florida's southwest coast. Hurricane Center has now tagged it as an area of interest, saying that over the next 7 days' time, there is a low 20% chance of tropical formation there. So, it's not bad. It's something that we can certainly deal with. It, to me, is letting us know that hurricane season, little bit by little bit, will be starting. Quietest season we've seen start wise in a decade or so. And to that point, shameless plug, Jeremy and I will be doing our Tracking the Tropics broadcast at 10 o'clock this morning. So we'll take a deep dive in this, of course. But for now, 20% chance of development as it moves away from Florida. If it were to develop, it would be more off the coast of Jeremy's area than mine. So anyway, that's where we're at. Since the pressure in the area has changed, does that mean the heat dome is ending or over? Well, the heat dome is over because we've got these rising rain chances. I mean, just take a look at our rain coverage over the course of the day today, right? Like basically a pretty good shot of seeing some showers and some thunder showers. And we need it. Look at the Keach Byram drought index numbers around town. We've got those bright reds, meaning that the soil needs a ton of moisture just to be able to get back saturated. So, yeah, definitely could use some help in that department for sure. Yeah. David, good morning to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you're doing well. Yeah. So, when we look at the numbers, we're under a moderate drought in Central Florida, but we do have the opportunity to bust that drought. This is a look at the kind of overall forecast numbers. Keep in mind, could be higher, could be lower, but the kind of best idea of how much rain we could see the next couple of days. 2.5 to 3 inches of rain in our area. Further to the south, Palm Bay, Melbourne, you could get into 4 inches of rainfall. And then into South Florida, about a foot or so, give or take, around Cape Coral, Naples area. About half a foot for Palm Beach County, Broward County, Miami-Dade County. So next 7 days, there's going to be a bunch of rain in the forecast for the peninsula. But, looking at the computer models, I do think it's kind of interesting here. The European and the GFS are both dialing into the idea that there's going to be a cutoff where you're going to see a ton of rain or you're going to see not a ton of rain. The big question here, where exactly is that cutoff? That's kind of what we're looking at. So on the European model, it's kind of I-4 to the south for the big rains. Those oranges, that's 3 to 5 inches of rain, right? Whereas the metro area, it would be more 1 to 2 inches of rain, and further to the north, half inch of rain. The American GFS is saying more like State Road 40 is the cutoff. So that would put the metro under 3 to 5 inches of rain. Brevard County, 8 to 12 inches of rain. So again, computer models are guidance, not gospel, but both models are, at least they're starting to dial in the idea. They're just not on to exacts yet. So that's fine. We'll get there. We'll get there. I've had a couple of people asking about events. Okay, there's the big soccer game over at Camping World. Team USA, Team Brazil, clouds, showers. If you're heading out to the theme parks today, it's kind of the same idea. If you're heading out, for example, to the Magic Kingdom, clouds, showers, even the potential for tropical downpours. So yeah, be ready for that. Yeah. Stephanie, what about East Volusia? We need rain. It looks like we're not on the board of hardly any rain. I think all of us are going to have a pretty good coverage of rain. If we look at just our futurecast model, and our futurecast model is the highest resolution. Okay. Notice some areas are going to be highlighted in green, meaning some areas are going to get a half inch of rain. Other areas are highlighted in deep orange. That's 3 to 5, even up to 8 inches of rain. So I wouldn't focus and say like, oh, it looks like I'm going to get wetter, because every single model run, these are deterministic models. Every single model run, it's going to look completely different. So as of such, it's going to be a case of, do you get it? Do you not? We have to wait and watch and see how these storms are. Hold on one second. That's super cool, and I feel like, yeah, build it
You've
that.
got
Yeah, well,
some.
just build it the way that you're used to it, and we'll play with it.
Well, I came in with 8.
So now you
So
get to learn
now
how to do. Yeah, yeah. Now you get to. Yeah, yeah.
just like everything I've learned around here.
That's right. Fake interns here, where he's he's paying his dues by trying to teach me some things and setting some things up. So trying to do some workflow things,
Yeah.
which I'm super grateful for.
Hmm.
So thank you for that.
We'll see if your Twitter gets any better.
Better. Better get better. Thank you, sir. I like it when an intern is trying to do the things and helping out. I love that. So anyway, bring on that moist stuff. Yeah, so we've got it. Looks like I'll need to do some pool cannonballs. Oh, to empty the pool for sure. Yeah, it's exciting looking at the models and seeing how it plays out. Well, and to that point, we definitely are going to have to look at the models to see how this plays out. And I'm going to run out of time before this next weather hit. So what I'll do is I'll pop up the 7-day forecast. We can chat, and then after this weather hit, we can pull up the computer models. But I need to start putting together my next weather hit. So yeah. Let's see here. David says go FSU in the College World Series. Saw the shirt. Yeah, yeah. I thought fake intern was real intern. No, he's still fake intern. We got him a real job, but he's not a real intern yet. At least at Wesh. Okay. Daytona. Let me just get this next weather hit set up. Ba, 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 ba. 11, 10. That. Okay. All right. Let's see here. He's so sassy. Such a quiet, sassy way. Good old fake intern. He's sassy. He's a good dude. He's a good dude. Eric's asking any chance of flight delays out of Palm Beach early Thursday morning cancellations. Listen, if there's rain, seriously, if there's rain and thunder and lightning, it doesn't particularly in the Florida corridor, it doesn't. Oh, hold on. I gotta add that tropical outlook to that. It doesn't take much to delay flights. All right. Ba, ba, ba. There's that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Let's walk. Hold on, people. Let me do this weather hit, and we'll get back to it. Oh yeah, yeah. We're just looking at good old fashioned showers, thunder showers, downpours, the kind of stuff we need. But at least for now, it's cloudy but quiet here at Daytona Beach. Tower Cam looking fantastic. It is 80 degrees outside right now. 80 degrees as well in Orlando, 78 in Kissimmee. And our first warning live Doppler radar showing a few showers out over the Atlantic, out over the Gulf of Mexico, but over top of us, we're nice and quiet. But that's all we've got for now. The atmosphere right around sunrise, fairly stable because that's just about the most stable point. Then we add a little bit of daytime heating and a little bit of moisture, and we'll have the perfect setup for some rain. Look at Florida's southwest coast from Fort Myers down through Naples. It is a soggy mess. Downpours moving on through, and this energy, little by little, will be moving our direction. So 12-hour forecast is showing that while we've got mostly cloudy skies now, we'll add more and more rains in 50, 60% coverage, continuing all the way through dinner time and bedtime. And all said, about 80% of us getting rain. There is some good news to this, though. It really limits that daytime heating. 83 1 p.m., 85 degrees, our 3 o'clock temperature. So here's brand new Futurecast model data showing the rains across the metro down to the tourist district, 10 a.m. By about lunchtime or so, we'll push a swath out east and get more rains around. What's interesting is Futurecast has been trending on an earlier development to the rains around here. So we'll have to watch the next couple of hours and see if that plays out. But widely scattered rains through dinner time and even a couple of late thunderstorms developing up in our northern areas, 8, 9 o'clock. But it's a tropical swath of moisture going all the way out into the Gulf of Mexico. What's interesting is some of the models are trying to develop an area of low pressure out east of us. And because it's tied to a front, if it were to develop, it could be subtropical in nature. And that's gotten the eyes of the National Hurricane Center this morning. They're watching this and essentially saying as it crosses the peninsula, and moves off the eastern seaboard, there is a low 20% chance of development. While the environment is fairly unfavorable, there could be some slow development possible. So we'll have to watch and see. Either way, not going to be a big bad anything for us, just tropical moisture. But we already knew that. We'll be tracking that higher than normal coverage of rain the next couple of days, and then back to normal summertime pattern looking to the weekend. Megan, how are the roads?
They're not the best right now. A couple of traffic issues if you're heading out the door.
Okay, sorry about that, people. All right, put this down. Put this down. All right, so we can look at some models here and see. You're kind of curious to see how that'll play out. Do that, do that. All right. While I'm resetting my computer for the TV hit. This is the GFS model. So what we're looking at is pressure anomaly. And the idea of pressure anomaly is so that you can see kind of, our pressure's lowering for tropical development, what have you. And right there, you can kind of see that's Wednesday, area of low pressure off of the Florida coast. But there's the GFS. Look off of the east coast of Florida. You see that? That little green dot moving away? I think that's what the National Hurricane Center is talking about. And then at the same point in time, more tropical moisture out over the central Gulf of Mexico through Sunday. And then, yeah, into next week. Just looking to see little something right there. A little something right there on the 22nd. Very interesting, very interesting. Very interesting. And then it clears on out. Yeah. So GFS kind of has a little hint of something. European. Yeah, little area of low pressure off the east coast of Florida. It's not really much. It's not really much. And then next week it's going with something out there in the Bay of Campeche drink. Definitely lowering pressures though. There's a clear indicator of some lowering pressures. Ensembles, let's check y'all out. GFS ensemble. We'll do multi-member, member-wise minimums. Okay, all right. Ensembles, this is essentially, think of it as like the Baskin Robbins of computer models. Gives you a bunch of different flavors, if you will. You see a couple of ensemble members trying to throw together some lows around Florida. It looks like, though, next week, there's a lot of these GFS ensemble members trying to throw together something out in the Gulf of Mexico. We'll have to watch that trend for sure. Let's pop up the European. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. See those Euro ensemble members off the eastern seaboard there? You see that? And then into the Gulf next week. I would say next week we could have something in the Gulf for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Nothing major. That's the good news, but definitely indications that while hurricane season has been nice and quiet, things may be coming to life. So there's that. Right? All right, let's see here. Looking forward to your updates. Thank you, Jennifer. Appreciate it. Eric and Coffee Chat friends. Good morning to you, Barb. How are ya? All right, any questions, comments, concerns? I can verify the environment is stable at daybreak. Then it goes to keeping with the theme pot. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Mike. I appreciate it, buddy. You said we're under, as you said, we are under flood alert and it's raining hard already. Central Florida is not under a flood watch. South Florida is. Interestingly enough, not Southwest Florida, but I digress. Yeah. Let's see here. All right. Questions? Anything? Diane, don't you cruise next week? Yeah. Listen, let's just hope for good weather for the cruise. That's all. Yeah. All right. Questions? I think I'm going to do a fairly short coffee talk today because it's going to rain. We've got, a couple of things, but all in, truth be told, I'm trying to hammer out a couple of graphics. There's a bunch of graphics to build. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So working on that. Any questions, comments, anything? Looks like he's your son and looks like he's a... What? Who looks like you look like my son? If I would have had you, how old are you?
20.
You're 20, I'm 40. I'd have had you when I was 20. I guess you could be.
Yeah.
You theoretically could be my son. No, his parents are lovely. I'm not going to take that title away. I also don't want to pay for his college, so
Yeah. I mean, you could.
no desire to pay for your college either. All right, people. So we'll keep it fairly brief today. I'll be posting weather data through the day, but it's going to rain. Periods of clouds, periods of sunshine. We can handle it, okay? All right, people. I'm going to get back to work. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. I will see you at 10 o'clock for tracking the tropics, okay? Taylor Herrick just had an age reality check. Yeah, you're not kidding. You may be the first intern that actually could be my kid. And you're not even an intern, thank God. Whew. All right. Be good, y'all. See you at 10 o'clock for tracking the tropics.